Detroit up 3. Jalen Brunson, the turnover. Oh, what an unfortunate bounce. Malik Beasley gets it. Cade Cunningham to Dennis Schroeder. OG has to foul. Now a 4-point game. OG Anunoby had some huge shots in this one. Cade all over him, drains it. It's a 1-point game. 1-point game. Then Deuce McBride trying to miss it, so they get a 3. Doesn't work out in their favor. And the Pistons, they now win back-to-back road playoff games the first time since 2008 against the 76ers. As Cade Cunningham, he was special down the stretch, had some huge playmaking opportunities that he finished. How about Asar Thompson, though? 22 points for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, only 16 in this game. He was out for a big period, a small period, late in the fourth, as was Josh Hart. And Knicks fans, they're unable to capture a home series win against the Pistons. Hasn't been done since 1999 for the Knicks. Time now to bring in CBS Sports NBA insider Bill Ryder and CBS Sports NBA analyst John Gonzalez. And y'all, what a game between the Knicks and the Pistons. Another low-scoring game, right? In the low 100s. Asar Thompson, he looked like a boss in this one. Unfortunate for Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. He had to go out there for a little bit. He's been banged up. Bill, I'll start with you. What impressed you the most about the way the Pistons handled themselves down the stretch when we've seen them play low IQ ball in some of these games?
Two things. One was the fact that, I don't know if it's ball don't lie, but at least there were a couple bounces at the end that were a course correction, so a little basketball justice for the Pistons to just have the ball bounce the right way a couple times and let them close out that game. And it's just this toughness. John and I have just talked a lot this year about young teams who have bright futures. Think the Rockets, think the Magic before they got injured over the course of the year, and think this Pistons team. We know the future's bright. The question is, what can you do and what can you be in this postseason? Different, maybe lower expectations for Detroit than certainly the Houston Rockets out west, but their ability not to be fazed by the fact that they've already given away a game in this series, and I think arguably had another game taken away by the officials. They played gritty basketball. You said it, Chris. It was 90s basketball, and they just found a way to be tougher than the Tom Thibodeau team. That is easier said than done, especially in the postseason.
Yeah, they didn't get rattled. They haven't been rattled this entire series, even when they've made some mistakes, even when the referees stole that last game from them, and they did. I'm sorry about that, Knicks fans, but the truth is the truth. But also what really impressed me late was Cade Cunningham was not efficient shooting the ball tonight, but still found a way to influence the game. Went for 24, 8, and 8, and the important part here is that he wasn't efficient shooting the ball from the floor, but he was at the line. He made 11 of 12 free throws on a night when nobody shot the ball well anywhere, especially at the free throw line. The Knicks shot 27 free throws. They only made 16 of those, so that's sub 60%. So Cade Cunningham, had some struggles shooting the ball, but still, when he got to the line, especially late, he knocked down those shots. And now the Pistons, over the course of 5 games, these two teams, Chris and Bill, are separated by a total of 5 points. That's how close it's been. Yes, the Knicks are up 3-2, but this series has been that close.
Yeah, and it's moments like that, right, where if you're a Knicks fan, you're wondering, should Tom Thibodeau have put in Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart earlier, right, when they got hurt late in the fourth? But when it comes to Jalen Brunson specifically, guys, he was 4 of 16 from the field, 16 points. John, what did the Pistons do so well to limit his explosiveness?
They've been playing great defense this entire series. They limited the entire team. The entire Knicks team shot terribly. This was, you called it a 90s game. It absolutely was. I was thinking about it as a rock fight. I mean, neither of these teams could really nail down a shot. And it wasn't just Jalen Brunson, who, by the way, has been excellent in this series. This wasn't the greatest game for him. He also rolled his ankle late, which is why he had to come off the floor, and is why Tom Thibodeau had a hard time checking him back into the game along with Josh Hart. And that was a problem for Thibodeau, and that's something I'm sure that Knicks fans are going to grumble about. But there was a reason, right? He rolled his ankle, and we saw earlier in the season where he had some ankle issues and missed a big chunk of time. So I don't think they wanted to just rush him back there until he was saying, okay, I'm ready to go. But that Pistons defense is legit, has been fantastic all season. Asar Thompson, he had a big night offensively, but he is a lockdown defender. And credit to the Pistons, man. They lose that last game in Detroit. They could have been in their feelings about it. Instead, they go to New York and get a big win.
Yeah, John's right. And this has been a remarkable defensive performance by the Pistons. And this is why it's a lose-lose for New York. I mean, New York is still up 3-2 in the series. They're obviously a game away from moving on. You want to close this out for the sake of rest. And you want to close this out because this looks like a group of guys that are banged up, that are tired, that are exhausted. This is a Tom Thibodeau team, right? Plays his guys a lot of minutes. There's always a concern they're just going to run out of energy. And on Nintendo, on Xbox, that energy bar is always low when you're talking Thibodeau coach teams. You've got, and fatigue can beget injuries. You've got Brunson looking like he rolled his ankle. You've got Josh Hart who took that hard fall and took a while to get up. If you're this New York team, and I know you can't look to the next series, you can't look to the Pistons, that's probably who it's going to be, but you want to get through this series, you want to come through unscathed, and so playing a Pistons team that is spunky and that is fierce, and as John said, has played great defense the entire year and is wearing you out, it's not just difficult in this moment, and I'm not advancing the Knicks yet. They got to go win another game, and I think the Pistons paradoxically have been the better basketball team over the course of the series, even if they're down. But even if and when the Knicks advance, this is the perfectly wrong series because they're going to beat to hell with a coach who's already worn them out with the minutes he's put on these guys, the miles that he's put on these tires, and it all adds up to a really difficult stretch if the Knicks advance, if they get to the Celtics.
And that's why, Bill, to your point, it was so important for them to close it out at home because you know the type of play that they have, the style, and some of the injuries that they have, right? Some are very unfortunate, some can be controlled. But again, they haven't been able, John, to close out a series at home since 1999. What do you make of that?
Yeah, that's first of all. One thing I make of it is they haven't had that many opportunities, right? Because there was a lot of really bad Knicks basketball for a long time. They've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons now for the first time in forever. So they're just now rebooting this thing and they're now playing better basketball. But yeah, that's got to be a frustration. If you're Knicks fans, I think some Knicks fans, to be honest with you, looked at this Pistons team and thought, this is going to be a walk. Yes, the Pistons won the season series 3-1, but we didn't have some of our guys. And this was always set up for New York versus Boston in the second round, right? Sometimes you can look ahead. Sometimes you can overlook a team like the Pistons who, look, last year they only won 14 games. It was easy maybe to overlook them and kind of write off them as the sixth seed and thinking, so what? They tripled their win total in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference is weak. Well, no, not so fast. This team they are scrappy. They want to get a win. Cade Cunningham has been fantastic this season. That defense is legit. JB Bickerstaff has acquitted himself really well since being dismissed in Cleveland and going and really finding a home in Detroit. So if I'm the Knicks, all of a sudden I'm probably in my head about this a little bit, Chris. You're right. They haven't closed one out since 1999. Now they got to go to Detroit where the Pistons haven't won a home playoff game since 2008. Man, that building's going to be jumping in the next game.
I mean, John knows it better than I do. You're a Sixers fan. History somehow, and the burden of history is passed from player to player. We weren't even there for the debacles of the past. So there is a tightness for the Knicks. Also, how about Jalen Brunson gets some help at the end of games? He's a remarkable player. He's the most clutch player in the NBA. No one is doubting his ability. He's going to have off nights sometimes, especially when he's banged up. How about Karl Anthony Towns takes over a fourth quarter and just wins a game at the Garden? I know it's my pet project, and John likes to laugh at me. I like to go at some of these guys. But they brought Cade in for moments like this. Like Brunson literally can't get in for an important stretch of the game because he's hurt, and then for whatever reason, Tibbs doesn't get him in. How about Karl Anthony Towns just gets a few of those shots? And so the Pistons did a lot of things. It was really impressive. But part of the reason the Knicks can't close out these series is that we keep thinking they have the roster for it year after year after year. And they have the guy in Brunson, but he wasn't on the floor, Chris, as you noted, for a stretch of that because he's trying to get back in the game from that sort of, well, we almost had a serious injury, but from getting banged up. Cat's out there. Other guys are out there that cost a bevy of first-round picks. Maybe part of the problem in New York is they just haven't found someone who's able, or at least able yet, to handle those bright lights in these big moments.
Well, we thought we did, right? Karl Anthony Towns, he handled the bright lights in the previous game, right? Hitting some ridiculous shots. On this night, he had that huge three to tie it, but things went south after that. I mean, nobody in the Knicks group, right, scored more than 20 points in this game. That is astounding in this day and age in the NBA. Now, with that being said, y'all, the Knicks are still heavy favorites at minus 490. So as we look ahead to Game 6, John, who do you think holds the edge?
Yeah, I mean, it's bad both ways because if you're the Pistons, you feel like you should have won the last game, right? I mean, you feel like maybe you should have come into this one with the series tied, and instead you're going back to Detroit where you haven't won a home playoff game since 2008. And then if you're the Knicks, man, you're reeling because you thought, let's close this thing out. Hopefully we've got the Celtics in the next round. It's been set up for this whole thing. We want to get some rest, and they're probably scoreboard watching and rooting for the Magic as we record this. And instead, they've got to get back on a plane and fly there. Which team do I favor? I guess I'm going to go with the home team, the Pistons, because they've got a little bit of momentum. I think they had a chip on their shoulder after the last game where the referees really kind of botched did botch the foul call on Josh Hart late in the game where they obviously missed it and admitted to it. Should have had Tim Hardaway at the line shooting free throws potentially to win the game. Now they go to the Garden and they win a game. Now they're going back to Detroit. And as I said, that building is going to be jumping. They're going to have the crowd behind them. I'll take the Pistons to force Game 7. And then after that, all bets are off.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to have the guts to sit here and tell you the Knicks are going to win this, or the Pistons are going to win the series, but I have the guts to bet on the Pistons if it's minus 490 for the Knicks to close out the series, Chris. I mean, what is that, 4 or 5 to 1 for Detroit? If John's right, and I think he is, Detroit can send this back to New York City. And John and I have discussed this on the podcast. All the pressure's on Detroit. Detroit's already succeeded. Of course, they want to win this series. Of course, they want to win the series. This season is a rousing and resounding success for the Detroit Pistons. They changed the direction of their franchise. They found the right coach. Cade Cunningham has continued to make that leap. This is a team that's got a really bright future. The Knicks are supposed to compete for championships. And so if that thing goes back to 7, Chris, John, you know what? To hell with it. To hell with it. I'll take the Pistons. They've been the better basketball team. They got robbed by the officials. The problem with my prediction is they are young, and that big moment is going to come for them as much as it would be to come for the Knicks. And it's hard to close out series anyway, and even if you can get it back at the Garden. But I'm feeling frisky. You got me excited with the odds, Chris. I'll take the Pistons to pull off a miracle.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along.